Hey guys, welcome back to Burnout's Hot Rod Shop. Here in the burnout pit, it's cold. Being in the basement, having an overhead door, not this one, this leads into the other side. We got a big double overhead door right there. I don't know, 15 feet, 20 feet from me. And let me look. It is insulated, but it still gets a draft underneath it, and it gets opened because some of my kids that live in the basement here, they come through right across there and out that door. So it never quite gets real warm in here. It's probably in the lower 50s in the burnout pit, which is chilly. My fingers getting numb after a while. So hope you guys are keeping warm. This week, it's a little bit of a special one we're going to do for Tool Haul Tuesday. I know we've been working on the holiday week sessions, and there's 8 of those. I think we've hit the halfway point. We'll start the second half back up probably next week, but I wanted to give you kind of a live one. So this is what I actually picked today. I'm filming this on Sunday. You guys will see it on Tuesday. So I didn't film it today Tuesday, filmed it today Sunday. In the future, when you guys are seeing it, it'll be a couple days ago. And I ramble sometimes. This was a toolbox I picked up from a local shop. It's a place I've been a few times before I was doing the videos. The guy's done pop-up flea markets, that kind of thing. And I saw he posted an ad with this toolbox in it, so I want to go check it out. I did. I picked it up. And I'm working on, hopefully, another toolbox with him that's a bigger, big tool chest type toolbox, full of tools that he had picked up and something he was doing, and he wants to get out of the storage unit he's in, so he needs to get rid of it. He's supposed to be taking pictures this week and sending them to me, so if that works out, that'll end up being probably another series of Tool Haul Tuesdays. And I have another series already filmed as well. So we got a few series coming up, which is nice this time of year with as cold as it gets. That gives us some buffer for times we don't pick anything up. Honestly, this weekend, I didn't think I was picking anything up until I saw this was posted. Apparently, it had been posted a few weeks ago, but I didn't see it till last night. So I reached out to him, and I met up with him today. And I hope you guys enjoy this one. This one was fun, and definitely a lot of cool stuff in here. All right. So let's get this $25 Craftsman mystery box opened up and see what's inside. Let's see on the outside of the box. As I say that, then let's look at the outside. We can see on the outside of the box, this is the late 40s into the 50s style. It does have, so you guys can't see that. Pull this up a little bit. It does have the metal handle, not the leather one. So I do have the smaller version of this box, the little tombstone lid one, that has the leather handle. And then this one has the oval logo with the 3 lines stamped in the box. So let's see what kind of cool goodies we have in here. It is missing this latch in the front. It does have the 2 latches, so I guess the tongue for the lock. It looks like someone popped the pin out. My guess is at some point it probably had a lock on there someone didn't have a key for. So we have the tray, which is awesome. You don't see the tray in these things very often. They disappear over time, end up getting carried around and forgotten. Now, I did add probably 5 or 6 pieces to this when I was looking at it, and then offered him the $25 for everything that was there. So here we have a caliper. It's a metal one. And it says, I'm not sure, just made in USA. A little diamond logo in there. You can see that. It's kind of cool. And this is as much of a mystery to me as it is to you guys. I have not really dug through this thing. Here we have a pretty crusty Bonnie 1/2-inch drive. But honestly, it'll probably clean up pretty well. That Bonnie stuff does clean up relatively well for what it is. This is a feeler gauge. It's a little rusty. You can see how poofy it is. It's a Baldwin. not a brand I'm very familiar with. I may have seen it once or twice. Got some chalk, some lifesavers or certs, something like that. Lifesavers, wintergreen lifesavers. I think I'll pass on trying one of those. A little tiny Exolite. That's cool. Put it over here with the tools. This is a little tiny handy mic micrometer. That's kind of neat. Put that with the caliper. Let's see, this one's probably going to get cleaned up at some point, but it is a little Bonnie double box end. I can't read the size, but if I had to guess, it's 5/16 and a quarter. Double box end Bonnie. We'll put wrenches up here. Sockets will go down here kind of off screen. Here we've got a punch. I'm not sure if you can see that real well. It's a Craftsman underline C. Those are always good to find, especially when they're in decent shape. Wow. This punch has a small bend to it, nothing major. I think I can fix that. But, and I lose it. There it is. This is another Craftsman underline C. And a lot of you guys know I'm a Craftsman guy at heart. I love my SKs, I love my Protos, but Craftsman is what I've had from the beginning. So the underline C stuff is really cool. This one, I'm gonna bump it with the wire wheel real quick. So that's why we clean these guys up. This is a Silco Mackenzie. That's a brand I've not heard of before. But still cool. Just because I haven't heard of it doesn't mean much. I grew up around tools, but there's a lot of things I haven't heard of. Another Craftsman underline C. This one looked like it had a magnetic tip on it. There is a name. I'll bump it real quick as well. So this one is a, I don't know if you can see that or not, General Hardware Manufacturing is what it says. Another item I haven't heard of. Tiny little Allen key. And what looks like it could have been part of a scale or something at one point, but it's real scaly at this point. That's it for that end. So now we'll jump into this side. Here we have a Williams Super Wrench, 5/8, and it's a line wrench or a flare nut wrench. I think I've only got one other of those Williams Super Wrenches that's a flare nut. Oh, here, this one's the one I added. It's a Kawasaki. You know, a lot of people like those automotive and motorcycle wrenches, so when I see them, I pick them up. They're not necessarily my thing, but definitely cool. This is a 3/4 inch Craftsman. It's a V. And this is another one of those. It's a Toyota Japan pliers. This one I did pick up too and add to the box. It's for me. It's Kmart. Gotta have the Kmarts. Yeah, my weird fascination with Kmart. And another one, 14mm KMC. It's a Kmart. This one is a electrolyte, 9/16 half-inch double box end. I am starting to pick up a ton of these things. They may end up becoming one of my keep wrenches, like I need more keep wrenches. This thing is super crusty. It's got a screw holder, but it's jammed way up in there. I'll have to clean it up and see if it's got any life to it. It's a green color. It's not an SK, but maybe electrolyte or something. This one, oh yeah, there it is. It is in the rust. If you can see that, it's a flying V. And here it starts to say Craftsman. I was almost going to clean it up to see what series of Craftsman it was. And then I saw that little bit of the flying V. Here's a Thorson 3/8 drive. A little gunky on the inside. Yeah, a lot gunky on the inside. But all the teeth are there, and they're hitting nice. Here we've got a Craftsman VA 3/4. I always pick up the Craftsman because people always want them. I'm a Craftsman guy, so who am I to say no? This is a 9/16, and it's the electrolyte SK. This one, at some point, had a price tag on it for $14.99, which I'm not sure who would have tried selling it for that. It's in really nice shape. It just needs cleaned up. Make sure you get any pitting and stuff off. It says it's a 3/8. That doesn't seem right. 5/8 would seem better. Maybe it's a 5/8. Yeah, it could be a 5. It's a 727 Special Williams. So I'll have to look into that and see what special means, because I don't know that I've seen one that said special before. This C-clamp will definitely have to get cleaned up. It has some sort of writing, but it's gonna have to be cleaned up to see what it is. It's on the inside of the clamp on that flat. I don't know that I've ever seen writing there. I'm gonna hit this one with the wheel. It's one of those machinist screwdrivers, 90-degree screwdrivers. It has some writing, like instructional writing. I just want to see if it has a logo. I know, I'm sure I probably make you guys so happy listening to me with the wire wheel. I am not sure what it says. This one, I think I'm going to have a magnifier. Let me grab that real quick. Since I'm using my phone, I can't use the phone magnifier, which is usually my cheat. Wipe this thing off. This is one I found in a lot that I picked up. Could have been the holiday haul. It's another General Hardware. So I like this punch over here. I thought it said something hardware. Says a homemade 90-degree on a stick. But actually, I might find a use for that. Working on a hot rod. We've got some old matchbooks that are completely destroyed. one's not too bad. It's kind of cool. I'll throw that in with some advertising stuff. And this one's an Acme Super Saver. People love their old advertising. Here we have a torpedo level. It does look like it has a bubble in each of the lenses. I can't see any writing on it, but once it's cleaned up, we'll know for sure. You know, I do love getting these old toolboxes, but they are always so scrungy. This is a Craftsman VV, double open, one end taped up, the other is a 7/16. Here we have an adjustable 6-inch. It's a super adjustable, which means it's J.H. Williams super wrench. I sure like that super. Oh, and it's nice and smooth. Yeah, opening up, not so much. But since it turned all the way closed, I think a little penetrating oil will get that cleaned up, and it is the set screw, or the slotted screw style. So even if I got to take it apart and clean it up, that should be a no-brainer. This poor guy. It's a Stanley 1000. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. It's had some squeezing or heat or something. And then that tip is straight, but rusty. Even it's a little bit off straight too. That one may not have much life left in it, but we'll clean it up. We've got a nice wood handle scraper putty knife. This one is, I'm not sure the size. I'm not even sure if you can see that. It's a Mac. And it's the old just square logo Mac, not the arched Mac logo. Here we've got a 1/2 inch. And 9/16. It's weird. One side says 9/16, the other side says 1/2 inch instead of being, you know, here and here. And it's a Giller double box end. I'm not a big Giller guy, but I do seem to come across a bunch of it. Here's what's left of a screwdriver. It's probably seen better days. We'll just put that in the bin over there. Here we have a really crusty tap handle. I will clean it up and see if I can find out if it's something that's worth fixing or not. Really tiny ignition pliers, kind of the same situation. They are super crusty. Honestly, for as crusty as some of this stuff is, this screwdriver is not bad. I mean, it's coated in rust, but it's like just all the light surface rust. This one is, you can see it's got the ball detent on one end, but not the other. So it looks like a T-handle, like a breaker bar T. Actually, you know what? This one's probably one you slide through regular breaker bar because it only has a single detent. So yeah, I take that back. It's not the kind for its own. Okay. This guy is super crusty. No wheel in it. I want to see what it is. So I'm going to bore you to death with my wire wheel again. Nice. So if you can read that, it's a Fleet. But it's the Penance Corp Fleet. That may be one to try to get loose and make a total project out of. because why not? I don't have a fleet. Here we have a socket that's super crusty. It's going to take some work to be able to figure out what it is. Here we have an older style double open end. It looks like it doesn't have any name on it, but until it's cleaned up, we won't know for sure. This is another one of those C-clamps with the writing on the inside. That I think is another Bonnie. It's got the knurling and stuff like a Bonnie. This one is not a Bonnie. Actually, it looks like a Craftsman. So it is. It's an underline C. And if you can see that, it's a BE. So that's why we clean them up. So we can at least see what they are, right? Here we have a 1/2 inch drive extension, probably the 8-inch. And it's a flying V. We have a RBL12 Champion spark plug. Looks like it's probably for a lawnmower, weed eater, that type of thing. Still sealed in the cellophane. This one looks like I can almost see something in it. But I'm not sure. It's a little brake spoon or pry bar. I'll have to hit that one up off camera. I'm trying not to bore you guys to death. Here's another one of those screwdrivers that's just completely destroyed. This is a nice sized chisel, and it's in pretty good shape. I'm not seeing any branding on it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. With as crusty as that is. This one is a die handle. And if you can see that on that handle right there, it's a Craftsman. It looks like it's the Barn A or Pointy A, not the underline C, and it turns smooth. As crusty as that looks. Here we have another flying V that the chrome is just about all dead on. Another chisel, looks like it's probably unmarked. Some needle noses that are way too crusty to see what they are. But I'll clean them up off camera, give them a look. Whole lot of crust in here. We have this adjustable. And this one, you can see it there, it's a Dimalloy. So that's diamond, and it is a 10-inch. I don't think I have a 10-inch diamond. Another set of feeler gauges that are rusted almost solid together. Let's get rid of that stuff. All of that in there is crust. Maybe what's this? I'll take the wire wheel to it and see if it ever had some sort of life before. Another really beat up flying V. A not as badly beat up 3/4 Williams. We got a 7/8 half-inch drive Flying V. This is a Flying V 13/16, I think. No, bigger, 15/16 probably. A 1-inch Flying V 12-point. It's a shame some of these got as crusty as they did because the inside, the points look really good. A 9/16 Flying V. An 11/16 Flying V. And I will still clean up and do my best to save these Flying Vs. A 5/8 Flying V. Another one was Champion spark plugs. This one is a 1/2-inch Flying V. A pretty good amount of this Flying V set, at least. There's the 13/16 Flying V. Yeah, looks like one more socket in here. And it's just a Taiwan 3/8 drive. So that's pretty much it for this crusty tray. I'll end up getting that emptied out into the trash since we're off camera. Now into the big box, the bottom of the box, I guess. Here we've got a hacksaw. It's a wood handle. Not seeing anything that would identify it. So I'll have to clean that up, see if there's any marks on it. This is a 1-inch and 15/16 Sparkle of Buffalo. Okay, this one is unique, different. George, maybe you or Scoutmaster or somebody knows what those wings are about on this perfect handle. I've never seen a perfect handle with the wings like that. My guess is for some sort of leverage, so you can get in and twist with your thumbs. But yeah, I've never seen a perfect handle like that. That one's definitely unique. And let's see, what do we want to grab next? I'm going to get some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, I'm not really sure what this is for. It looks like a screwdriver end. The acrylic end of a screwdriver here. Oh, that's not wood, that's why. That's cardboard. There is something wooden inside of it. It's just like an end stopper. A little bit of wood there. So, yeah. Not exactly sure what that tool is, but it's a magnet. So someone just created that little sheath for it to keep it from magnetizing to everything around it. Okay, now I got it. Sometimes I'm slow, it takes a minute. And we've got a little pointer compass. Move some of this around. Here we have a 2-jaw puller. And looks like it's a Klesko. Definitely looks old. I don't know that I'm familiar with Klesko. Yeah, not a bad looking little puller though. That's for sure. Another one of these wood-handled putty knives, scrapers. Call it what you will. Tiny little wood-handled screwdriver. It's a Phillips, stubby. Don't see anything that stands out as a marking on this, but it's definitely distinct looking. So when I clean it up, it may have something hidden in there. What I'm seeing in here, guys, is a lot of cleaning. Every time I get stuff clean, I say, well, I got all that stuff clean, yay. And then something like this happens. And I say, well, start over. Lots more cleaning to do. Here we have a Stilson style wrench. It's a Trimo, T-R-I-M-O. If we look, it has a nice pivot to it, and it's got these two almost like retaining pieces next to the wheel. He also had a Woolworth, genuine Stilson wrench, but unfortunately the jaw was busted. About 2/3 of it was missing, so I didn't throw it in the box. And I think it's a size I already have 2 of anyway. So I still debated it as a parts piece. Again, it can be Motor Trend Car of the Year. And these are for measuring in inside. Those others were outside. Okay, let's get this guy out of here. Much like everything else in here, this one is rusty and crusty. It does still have a bubble, which just amazes me. I'm not seeing a name, but I'm sure once it hits the wire wheel, it will have something on there. So I'll have to wait and be surprised like you guys. That's a big punch. Look at that beast. Not seeing a name on it anywhere, but it's a big one, that's for sure. Let's grab these pliers next. There is a name. I'm gonna bump it real quick. No name on it. There's just some of the lines you get in there that look like there's writing until you get it cleaned off. Just says drop forged. There we have a Craftsman 1/2-inch drive speed wrench. It's in really good shape. The condition of everything else that came out of here. Here we have a ratchet. I'm not sure what this one is. Let me clean it up real quick. Well, without a full cleaning, I'm not going to know what it is. Maybe one of you guys do. Recognize that back. It has no click to it, but it grabs. It only grabs one way. It almost has a push button release. Although I don't feel the detent ball move, and it's not a push through like a Craftsman. And I don't even know how to reverse it. So that one's pretty unique. Have to do some research on it. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump in here real quick in the middle of this video. I actually just filmed the intro and outro. That's why the background and everything's gonna look the same as what you saw when I came in and what you're gonna see when I'm leaving. I wanted to tell you I did just clean this one up a little bit more. I don't know. It is really chewed up on this end. But it is a Blackhawk 49997 freewheeling ratchet. So apparently it's a toothless ratchet. And it says it's a push button. Yep, and if you push the button, you see I'm turning it this way. If I push the button, it clicks, and now I can go back the other way. So it does work. These things are like $200 on eBay. So that's crazy. It's hollow on the inside, which it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'd never seen one of these before. I hit it with the wire wheel. I'm gonna wipe it down with some oil real quick, and I'm gonna throw it in with my other Blackhawk ratchets. I don't necessarily collect Blackhawk tools, but I've got a decent little collection of Blackhawk ratchets because I pretty much seem to keep every ratchet I get lately. So this is gonna go in with the Blackhawks. Now back to the video. Let's get this breaker bar out of the way. So it's a 1/2 inch drive Thorson. Nice, maybe 12-inch length. Yeah, same length as the spinner. Yeah, that doesn't fit, so that's not for that. This one looks like it's an Armstrong 1/2 inch 9/16 double box. And I don't see a marking on this one. That's a pretty small guy, double open. Here we have a 3/8 7/16 electrolyte double box. Yeah, these things are definitely going to need some deoxy. Alloy steel. Husky. So double open Husky. Older Made in USA one. This one's a Made in USA, drop forged. Got a bunch of those. That's all they say on them. But when it's cleaned up, it'll look pretty. It'll go in the collection with the others. This one does have some writing, so I'm gonna hit it up. That's what I thought, because I could see part of the triangle at the end. It's a Billings. I'm getting a lot of Billings lately. Last week at the restore, I picked up a bunch of Billings. So this one, I'm gonna have to hit to. So this one is an Electrolyte Defiance. So it's from the Defiance, Ohio plant. So it's an older one. Later, they just put electrolyte instead of electrolyte. Like this. That's just electrolyte. And true fit on that side. This is a 7/8, 13/16. I said I've been getting a ton of these electrolytes, whatever you want to call them. Here's another one. This one's a 3/4, 25, 30 seconds electrolyte. And it's a true fit as well. I think I'm pretty close to having a complete set once I get them all cleaned up and sorted. Those electrolyte double box. Here we have a Craftsman V series. It's the number 2 tappet wrench. So that's the 1/2 inch 9/16. It's a nice clean looking tappet wrench. And then final piece out of here. This, I think, will be my largest Craftsman underline C wrench. It's a double box, 1 1/4, 1 1/16. And it's in really nice shape. It just needs a little cleanup. All the points in the 12 point look like they're new. That one's going to be a fun one. So I don't think for $25 this was too bad of a box. What do you think? And all the way back to that vintage box with the tray. So there was one more piece that did not come in this that I tool hauled this past weekend. But I'm going to throw this one in the middle, as I said in the intro, as a bonus Tool Haul Tuesday. Or maybe we'll just switch up and not do the holiday haul series. We're kind of at the midway point of that. And we'll put this one in the middle because for Fix It Up Friday, the other piece that I got this past weekend in my tool haul will be what we're cleaning up. So you'll have to stay tuned to see that, because I'm just going to hint that it's going to be a really cool thing, and I think you guys will like it, especially you Craftsman guys. So, welcome back after going through that toolbox. What'd you guys think? There was a lot of really cool stuff in there. As I said in that segment, my favorite piece from this weekend wasn't in that toolbox, and I'm not telling you guys what it is. But if you're a Craftsman guy, you're probably going to want to check this one out. On Friday, when we do a Fix It Up Friday. It's something I picked up from an antique mall. It is clean, but I want to fix it up and get it a little bit better. So it's going to be a fun one. It's something I've been wanting in my collection for a long time, and I stumbled across it Saturday while we were picking up some auctions for my wife. We had some auctions we were bidding on. Ended up I didn't win any of the tools. I take that back. I did win one tool lot that I didn't show in here. It was, I think, 4 C clamps and 2 1-inch Craftsman wrenches. So nothing spectacular. I actually forgot to put it in the video, so don't shoot me. But if I go through the things that you guys saw, my favorite, this is going to be a tough one. So that square that you saw, that I couldn't read any writing or anything on, it was so scaly I couldn't see the numbers or anything else, that ended up being just surface rust from being probably fairly recently sitting in moisture. It looked like there probably been some water in that toolbox at one point. Everything knocked off really easily on the wire wheel. I didn't even get into any of the bluing. All that rust was sitting on top of the bluing with that square. And when I got to the name on the square, it was the LSS Co. Now, if you know Starrett, that's the original name of Starrett. So, 1886 or something, whenever Starrett was formed, they went by the LSS Co. And in 1907, they changed their stamping to be the LS Starrett Company, or LS Starrett Co. And then, I think it was sometime in the 20s or early 30s, they just changed it to Starrett Company. And then now things just say Starrett. So that LSS Co. was something they used from the beginning up through 1906, and maybe a little bit into 1907. It said in 1907, the reading I did said that's when they changed their name. So it's probably a 1907, early 1907 or earlier device. And it's all original paint. It's the original bluing. The paint, everything wiped off. It was blue. It kind of looked blue in the video if you could tell, but it had so much crust on it that you couldn't tell for sure. I got that thing cleaned up with just a nylon bristled brush, and then wire wheeled all the edges on it, wire wheeled the ruler portion itself, and then oiled everything up. That's actually, I would show it to you, but I forgot to bring it down here to the basement. It's upstairs on my desk. It's something I've got kind of in permanent display in my credenza at my desk. That was almost my favorite piece. Got a little piece of me right here that says that was my favorite piece. Being a draftsman, a mechanical engineer and a draftsman, I have used Starrett devices my entire life. So I got a soft spot right here in the heart for Starrett. But at the end of the day, I am a Craftsman guy. I did clean this up. This is that underline C 1 1/4 and 1 1/16 double box end. And look at that thing, man. That came out beautiful. So this is not going to be in the video. This is not the thing I'm talking about. Although there is a short or reel or whatever YouTube calls them that I will put together with this showing it crusty and then showing it finished. So that will be one of the shorts coming out this week. I've cleaned up, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, 7 items, something like that, and did shorts on them. This is my favorite thing out of what you guys saw in that toolbox, but that whole toolbox was full of really cool stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that cool stuff. I love you. And remember, I'm burnt out. You're not. So, love you guys. Talk to you soon.